Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about 10 tips to help you curate your perfect capsule wardrobe. Tip number 1, keep practicality at the core. Having too many items that just linger in the back of our closets is what makes us feel like we have nothing to wear. So make your capsule practical and functional by perfectly tailoring it to your daily life. Take some time to sit down and write all of the activities and events that you would typically go to in a month, and take account for how many days you spend doing those activities. Next, count how many outfits you would need for each activity in a season. For example, if you work a full-time 9-to-5 job like I do, then you probably work about 60 days in a season. If you don't mind wearing some outfits twice, then you probably only need 30 to 45 outfits for work. Whether your wardrobe is big or small, the important part is that you have the right amount of outfits for each event for your lifestyle. Tip number 2 is to curate unique pieces, not just basics. Don't get me wrong, you definitely want to include some great basics in your capsule. However, don't feel like you have to choose basics for every single piece in your capsule. What I would recommend is find a standout piece that you really like in a color that flatters you and build your capsule around that. Think about each of the events and activities that you identified in the first step and come up with ways to wear that statement item for each of those activities. This will really just help you determine what pieces you actually need to maximize your wardrobe. For example, this red and pink coat is a very bold item to include in a capsule wardrobe. However, you can really support it by including a few other pieces in red and pink, or just a piece with a pop of red or pink like this shirt. That way your statement piece doesn't stick out like a sore thumb and it looks cohesive within the overall capsule. Tip number 3 is to master the returns policy. If you want a capsule wardrobe full of items that you absolutely love, you have to learn how to be brutal when it comes to deciding which items really deserve a place in your collection. My personal rule is that if I try something on and I even hesitate to think that it should deserve a spot in my wardrobe, I will return it. For this reason, it's very important to understand a shop's return policy before purchasing an item, especially online. Ideally, I recommend sticking to shops that have free shipping and free returns, and at the very least, you should ensure that returns are affordable and that they will provide the shipping label for you. Unless you already know and love the brand, avoid retailers with vague return policies or inconvenient requirements. And even if you know and love the brand, often you can find aggregate retailers which will offer better returns policies. Also, be sure to check for caveats like exchange only or final sale items. And like I said, if you happen to find an item that you really love on a site that has a poor returns policy, try searching elsewhere for the same item. Tip number 4, take advantage of your color season. I don't know about you guys, but I see a lot of capsule wardrobes out there that are just full of white, beige, black, gray, and honestly, I find it to be a little bit boring, and depending on your skin tone, those colors might not be the most flattering on you. While neutral colors are certainly chic and versatile, you can give your wardrobe some new life with a refreshed color palette that will complement your natural coloring. Personally, I've tried a lot of the different techniques out there which try to teach you how to figure out what colors work well for you. I have found over time that the best way of figuring this out is just by trying clothes on and seeing how they make you feel. As you try new things, take note of which colors make you feel bright, happy, and healthy. Then take note of the undertone, saturation, lightness, or darkness of those colors. The undertone can be warm, cool, or neutral. Saturation could be highly saturated or more muted. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to make a more in-depth video on how to come up with your color palette. Tip number 5, choose long-wearing fabrics. Building a great wardrobe full of standout investment pieces means that each item in our wardrobes must be a wardrobe workhorse for years to come. This means carefully choosing quality pieces with a high percentage of natural fibers. In general, long-wearing fabrics tend to be natural fabrics or blends of natural fibers with synthetic fibers. Out of these, silk, linen, thick cotton, and merino wool are probably the longest wearing, longest lasting materials. In addition to choosing quality fabrics, also be sure to inspect the stitching of each item. Great quality items have straight, sturdy stitching free from gaps and loose threads. And at the end of the day, no matter what your budget, purchase the highest quality items you can afford. And secondhand shopping is a great way to get high quality items for a fraction of the price. Tip number 6, embrace your shape. One thing that really clicked for me when I was learning how to create my capsule wardrobe was thinking about the shape of my body and how that relates to the shape that a garment of clothing will create when I wear it. If you have a rounded body type, prioritize softer or flowy fabrics like silk or cotton, which will elegantly skim your curves. If you have a more angular, rectangle, or inverted triangle body type, try more structured silhouettes like a strong blazer or an A-line skirt. Although I love the way that a structured blazer looks on someone else, structured blazers are really difficult for me to wear because I don't have an angular body shape. Whereas on the other hand, if you have an angular body type, wearing those structured pieces really complements and reflects the shapes of your natural body in your clothing. By embracing your shape and choosing fabrics and silhouettes that complement your body rather than fight it, you can show the world that you know what's great about you. Tip number 7, choose a variety of shapes and colors. I've mentioned this tip before in previous blog posts, but I think it's a really important one. The best way to maximize versatility in a small wardrobe is to ensure that each piece differs from each other piece in both cut and color, or at the very least in either cut or color. Oftentimes, we will find a piece of clothing that we love and we buy it in every color. Now, there's nothing really wrong with that, but if you really want a very, very small wardrobe, you can't afford to have 10 of the same shirt in a different color. That's really just not going to bring a lot of versatility to your wardrobe. So if you can, make a rule that you must not buy any new items that are the same exact cut and or color as items that you already own. And when you're choosing new colors, make sure you stay within your color palette and pick colors that suit your color type, as we discussed before. Tip number 8. Create a seasonal rotating capsule. A seasonal rotating capsule is a capsule wardrobe which includes basics that can be worn year-round, as well as items for each season that you can rotate in and out depending on the season. As the upcoming season approaches, think about adding a seasonal color to your capsule, or think about adding some new weather-appropriate silhouettes to your capsule to bring some new life into it for the new season. These new items can become part of your seasonal rotating capsule. At the end of the season, pack away your seasonal items for next year. Even if you only change 1 or 2 items per season, this will help keep your capsule feeling fresh and invigorated every year. Tip number 9. Visualize your outfit combinations. The best way to get the most out of your capsule is to create a visual outfit guide. You can do this by collecting photos of each item in your wardrobe, then using Keynote or PowerPoint to mix and match the items and create as many outfits as possible. I like to search for each item online and try to find an image of the item with a solid background. Then I can easily remove this background using Canva, Photoshop, or some other background remover. If I can't find the exact item, I just look for a similar one. Take a look at any of my shoppable capsule wardrobe examples to see what this looks like in action. And tip number 10, remember your roots. Try new things, but always remember who you are and who you want to be. Ultimately, your wardrobe is a reflection of who you are now and who you want to be in the future. If you ever feel lost, take a moment to write down what your life goals are right now. Not fashion goals, life goals. Then evaluate your wardrobe based on these goals. Does your wardrobe reflect who you want to be? I hope you guys found that useful. If you liked it, please give it a like. And if you have any tips that I didn't share, please share those as well. I'm sure everyone would love to see those in the comments down below. I'd love for you to subscribe if you're enjoying my videos, and come back every Wednesday for a new fashion video. See you in the next one.